Hello students, I am here with another video from the fourth chapter of class 7 science, that is heat. Before starting today's video, I would like to tell you all that till now what all things we have discussed. So we have discussed about the concept of heat and cold. We have discussed about the temperature, that is the degree of hotness, as well as we have discussed about the types of thermometers which is given in your book. There are two types of thermometer, that is one of them is the clinical thermometer and the other one is the laboratory thermometer. We have also discussed about its construction and how do we take help from such kinds of thermometer in our daily life. Then we have also discussed about the precautions which are to be taken while taking the reading from these two types of thermometers. Then we have discussed about the various temperature scales, that is the Celsius scale and the Fahrenheit scale, and also I told you how to measure the things using a digital thermometer, how to measure the temperature of your body using digital thermometer. And next topic was the transfer of heat. So the transfer of heat, in that we have discussed about conduction, convection and radiation, and their applications also we have discussed that it has certain practical applications in our daily life, such as sea breeze, land breeze, and the ways of making utensils in our kitchen, which consist of a metallic body and the handles are made up of insulating materials, which is helpful in the conduction of energy, in the conduction of heat. Okay, now today we are going to discuss the last topic of this chapter, that is the kinds of clothes which we wear. So the kinds of clothes which we wear in summer is something different from the clothes which we wear in winter. So during hot summer days, people prefer to wear white clothes or light colored clothes, as you could see here in this picture, and I will tell you why we are preferring to wear such light clothes during summers. Because light colored clothes absorb less heat from the sun, and hence keep our body cool and comfortable in hot weather. Okay, now what is the reason is that is very clear to all of you, that the sun rays is coming on your t-shirt, which is white in color, which is white colored cloth. Now what happens, why there is no color in white, why we say that it is white in color? Because it has no color. Now why there is no color? Because light is consisting of 7 colors, and all these 7 colors, white light is going to be fall on your t-shirt, and if this t-shirt is going to reflect all the light which is falling on it, so it is having no color. That is why it becomes white. Now why we see the things, why this sun is yellow in color? Because it is absorbing all the light, and then it is going to reflect the yellow light. So the red color, this pink color, why you are able to see this marker as a pink in color? Because all the light is being absorbed, and only this pink colored light is going to come out from in the form of reflected rays. So this the color is present in any object, it's because of the reflection of the same color. But what happens in white color? In white color, all the colors are being absorbed, and then again it is going to be all the colors are reflected. So because all the colors are reflected, there is no such color which is to be which is going to give this white t-shirt as any color. So this white has a property of reflecting all the heat which is falling on it. Okay, shiny surface also has the same capacity, that it is going to absorb very less amount of heat from the surrounding, and then it is going to reflect the complete heat from the object. Now what happens in the cold season is it is something very opposite to it. During cold weather, people prefer to wear dark colored clothes, because dark colored clothes have the capacity to absorb more heat from the sun and keeps us warm during winter. So these dark colored clothes are going to help you to absorb more and more heat, and it is going to keep your body warm. Fine. So thus we can say that dark colored object absorb more heat better and also emit heat better than light colored objects. Okay, suppose that if you are moving from your school, you are in your school uniform of your Saturday uniform, or the day when you wear white uniform. So if you observe carefully, you will see that on that day you will feel a little bit lesser warm warmth than during the normal days. So, or you could compare from your head, if your hair is black then and your shoes are white in color, so you could see that your head becomes warmer very faster rate as compared to your shoes which are white in color. Okay, so you will feel less hot. Or you could wear, just you are wearing normally, if you are wearing black shoes and then on the next day you are going to wear white shoes, or you could observe by wearing one shoe is white in color and the other one is black in color, you will observe that the black color shoes is going to absorb more and more heat as compared to the white color shoes. Okay, so this black color is going to absorb more heat and white color is going to reflect all the heat as keeping your body cool. That is why we wear cotton clothes as well as we wear light colored clothes in the summer. Fine. And dark colored clothes are always preferred to be worn in the winter season. So in winter we use woolen clothes. So this diagram is showing you the woolen cloth. Wool is a poor conductor of heat. This I have told you in the very beginning, as well as we have studied in the chapter fiber to fabric, which we have discussed previously. Moreover, there is air which is trapped in between the wool fibers. Okay, so these wool fibers have a capacity to trap the heat inside them. Now this air prevents the flow of heat from our body to the cold surrounding, and that is why we feel warmth. So what happens if the fibers of the woolen clothes have space in between? So the space is going to trap air inside them. Now once the air is being trapped in between the fiber, then what will happen? It is going to prevent the flow of heat from the body to the surrounding. Neither it is allowing the heat which is outside the body to enter inside this, because air is a poor conductor of heat. It acts as insulator, so it keeps our body warm during winters. So this photograph is also showing you the same thing, where this woolen cloth is present, woolen blanket is there. This blanket is having wool inside it. Now once the cold air, when you are wearing this, you are just you want to keep your body warm, so you have to wear these kinds of clothes during winters. So what happens? This heat is going to be present inside, means it is not going to escape outside through this blanket or this woolen cloth, and outside cold air stays out. This heat is stays in and cold air stays out from the your woolen clothes. So that is how you are going to keep your body warm, and we feel warm during winter season. So this is another photograph which is showing you the difference between white and the black cloth. So this is if you are going to wear white and the black clothes in the summer, then what will happen? If you are wearing dark colored clothes, it is going to absorb more heat. Even all the complete heat is absorbed by the which is coming from the sun. Okay, so if this t-shirt is becoming hot, it means your body will also become hot, because it is absorbing the complete heat which is coming from the sun. Similarly, if the reflection is if you are wearing white colored clothes, then what will happen? It is going to reflect the complete light which is falling on it. Once all the heat is going to be reflected from your clothes, your body is going to be cool. Okay, it is not going to become hot during summers. So that is why we prefer to wear light colored clothes in summer and dark colored clothes during winter, because these dark colored clothes has a capacity to absorb heat, whereas this light colored cloth has a capacity to reflect heat. Okay, so please remember this. So that was about the types of clothes which we wear during summers and winters. Okay, so accordingly our the way of life or the lifestyle changes according to the weather. Fine. Now next thing is again the animal fiber and the property of wool is, what is the property of wool? It traps air and heat. Okay, so we prefer to wear this woolen clothes during winters. Okay, so fleece also has the same it also has the same capacity, it also has the same property, because of which this sheep is also feeling warm during winter season. That is why never the shearing is done in winter season. Okay, so that was all we have already discussed in the animal fiber, or we have discussed in the chapter fiber to fabric in the last class. Okay, so you could turn the pages of that chapter and you could revise it once again so that it becomes very clear in this lesson. And here we have discussed about the heat and the temperature of the body is regulated according to the clothes which we wear. So with this your chapter is complete. Now we go on to the question answers of this chapter. Okay, before discussing the question answers, I think you all should revise what all things we have studied in this chapter. So I just quickly tell you all that what we have learnt in this chapter. So what we have learnt in this chapter is, the first point is that our sense of touch is not always reliable. That is not a reliable guide to the degree of hotness or coldness of an object. Okay, second thing, temperature is a measure of degree of hotness and the coldness of any object. Next, we have studied that thermometer is a device which is used to measure the temperature. Next, clinical thermometer is used to measure the temperature of our body. The range of this temperature is from 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius. For other purpose, we use laboratory thermometers. The range of this thermometer is usually from minus 10 degrees Celsius to 110 degrees Celsius. Then fifth point which we have discussed is the normal temperature of the human body is 37 degrees Celsius. Okay, that is why the clinical thermometer has a range between 35 to 42 degrees Celsius, because it is not going to go above 42 degrees Celsius. The heat flows from our body at the higher temperature to the body at the lower temperature. Means the heat is going to flow from the body of high temperature to the body of lower temperature. There are three ways of heat flow from an object these were the conduction, convection and radiation. In solids, generally the heat is transferred by conduction. In liquids and gases, it is generally transferred by convection, and no medium is required for the transfer of heat by radiation. So these three are the only ways by which the heat transfer could take place. The materials which allow heat to pass through them, they are called conductors, and whereas the materials which do not allow the heat to pass through them, they are called insulators. And these conductors and insulators have a very much applications in our daily life. So it has very much utility in our daily life, many utilities in our daily life. Now lastly, we have discussed about the dark colored object absorb radiation much more better than the light colored object. This is the reason that we feel more comfortable in light colored clothes in summer. Okay, and woolen clothes also keep us warm during winters. It is also because wool is a poor conductor of heat, because it can trap the air between these fibers, which keeps our body warm. Okay, so this was all about the things which we have learned till now in this chapter. Now with this memory, we'll start with the question answers. So the first question says, state the similarities and the difference between the laboratory thermometer and the clinical thermometer. Okay, so you have to tell the similarities as well as differences in the laboratory as well as the clinical thermometer. So first we'll discuss about the similarities which are present in laboratory and clinical thermometer. So this is there are many similarities. For example, the first similarity is working principle of both the thermometer is same. Okay, so the working principle of both the thermometer is same. Second, both are used to measure the temperature. Okay, both these thermometers are used to measure the temperature, whether it is made to measure the body temperature or it is made to measure the temperature of the object. Then next similarity is both they have thick walled glass tube enclosed with a fine uniform capillary tube within it. The next similarity is that mercury is used in both the thermometers to measure the temperature. Okay, and last similarity is that both have Celsius and Fahrenheit markings. So these were the similarities of laboratory and clinical thermometer, and in the differences we'll write about the laboratory thermometer is used to measure the temperature of the objects and in factories and in the labs, whereas this clinical thermometer is only used to measure the temperature of human beings. Next difference is generally laboratory thermometer has the temperature range from minus 10 degrees Celsius to 110 degrees Celsius, whereas clinical thermometer has a temperature range from 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius. So this we have just now I have discussed. It is also given in the points, things to remember, or what we have learnt in your NCERT book also as a point. So you could write as a difference point. Then third difference is that usually laboratory thermometer does not have the constriction, whereas a Celsius clinical thermometer has a small constriction near the mercury, means it has kink. This clinical thermometer has kink, whereas laboratory thermometer is not having that kink. The last difference is that laboratory thermometer has to kept upright while taking the readings, whereas clinical thermometer is to be tilted while taking the reading. Okay, yes, this is a much more important difference, that clinical thermometer is always laid in the horizontal way, so, and it should be just near to our eyes, whereas the clinical thermometer is always kept in the vertical direction for taking the reading. Okay, now the second question, give two examples of each, conductors and insulators. So there could be many more examples of conductors and insulator. The two examples of conductor are copper, aluminium, iron. You could write any of them. Okay, any metal's name. Then next is the insulator. Insulator means wood, plastic, air, water, pure water. Not only water, it should be pure water. So the water which is coming from your RO or from your mineral water, that is poor conductor, that distilled water is poor conductor, but normal water is conductor of electricity. The next is the fill in the blanks. First is the hotness of an object is determined by its tell me, it's about the temperature. Yes, it is determined by its temperature. Second point, B, temperature of boiling water cannot be measured by dash thermometer. It cannot be measured by clinical thermometer. Yes, why? Because clinical thermometer is used to measure the temperature of your body. Then C is thermometer, the temperature is measured in degree Celsius. Okay, it is measured in degree Celsius. The next question is question number, okay, I have not written this because this marker is a bit thick, and if I am going to write, so it is not going to give you a show you in a good handwriting. I just wanted to tell you, I just dedicated the answer. Okay, I'll repeat this. Hotness of an object is determined by its temperature, and for this, temperature of boiling water cannot be measured by using clinical thermometer. It is because it is measured by laboratory thermometer. Okay, so this was the answer, clinical Celsius. The next, fourth question, D, no medium of transfer is required for the transfer of heat in the process of radiation. Okay, in the process of radiation, the answer is radiation, because in conduction it is taking place in solids, and in liquids it is taking place by convection, and it is the only radiation where the conduction of heat is taking place without any medium. E, question number, a cold steel spoon is dipped in the cup of hot muck. Heat is transferred from one end by the process of see, both the things are solid in nature, so where heat is transferring from liquid to solid. Okay, and then steel spoon is going to become hot because of the process of conduction. Then F, clothes of dash color absorb more heat better than the clothes of light color, clothes of dark color. Okay, so this is the answer for all the questions. I just rub it off so that it becomes clear for you all. You could read the questions properly. Next is question number 4. Question number 4 is match the following. In match the following, the land breeze is always blowing during the night time. Okay, so you will match it with the D, because during night time what happens, because of night time the land gets cooler very easily, at a very faster rate as compared to the sea water, and from the land this becomes cool, and from the sea water is hot even during night time. Okay, so this hot water is going to rise up, and the air from the land which is colder is going to come out towards the sea. So land breeze is always blowing during night time. This I have told you when I was teaching you about the land breeze. Then second point, sea breeze blows during daytime. Okay, sea breeze is blowing during daytime. Then next is dark colored clothes is preferred during when? Just now we have discussed about it, that dark colored clothes are preferred during winters. Why? Because we need to keep our body warm, so that we wear black colored clothes or dark colored clothes during winter, so that heat is going to be absorbed much. And the last match the column is the light colored clothes. So the clothes are preferred during summers. Light colored clothes are preferred during summers. So the answer will be why summers? Because white colored clothes are going, or light colored clothes are going to give the heat, complete heat. It is going to radiate the complete heat. Then fifth question is, discuss why wearing some more layers of clothing during winters keeps us warmer while wearing just one thick clothes. Okay, just now I have discussed in when we are going to take two blankets, then what will happen, and when we are only wearing one blanket, we are covering our body with one blanket, and what happens. So when we are going to keep two blankets on our body, then heat is going to be trapped in the layers of your blanket, and we feel warmer to both the blankets. Okay, in between the layers of these two blankets, it is going to be trapping the air, and air is a very poor conductor of heat, which is not allowing the colder air to enter inside your blanket. So that is the reason that why we require to wear more layers of clothes. The similar things will happen if you are wearing more layers of clothes. It is going to keep you more warmer than wearing only one single layer, because this the proper answer will be the air gets trapped between the two layers of warmer clothes. Air acts as an insulator of heat. This layer prevents our body heat to escape in the surrounding. More layers of thin clothes will allow more air to get trapped. As a result, we are not feeling cold. So wearing one more layer in the clothing during winters keeps us warmer than wearing only just one piece of cloth. Okay, one thick piece of cloth. So the many layers are going to trap more heat, because it is a poor conductor, because the air is a poor conductor of heat. Fine. So we wear two more clothes. If we are wearing many layers, all the layers are going to trap some heat, so that we are feeling cold, we are feeling warmer in the summers. Okay, then question number 6. Look at the figure number 4.13. Mark where the heat is being transferred by conduction, convection and radiation. So you have to mark in this diagram where you are able to see conduction, convection and radiation. Before marking this conduction, convection and radiation in this topic, in this diagram, you should understand that you should revise the concept of conduction, convection and radiation. The concept of conduction, convection and radiation is going to tell you about the first thing was that the first one was about the conduction. Conduction means what? Conduction is a method of heat transfer. Okay, so this heat transfer is taking place from solids in the solids. Okay, it is going to take place in the solids. Why solids? Because I told you that in the solid there are molecules are very thick, they are very much dense, means they are very close to each other, where only one particle gets heated up, which is transferred to the another particle. So this particle is not moving, only the heat is transferred from one place to another place. So please remember that conduction is always taking place in the solids, where heat is not transferred, it is transferred from the molecules from one molecule to another molecule. It is not so that the molecules are just moving from one place to another. So here in this diagram you could see that conduction is taking place in this pan, where pan is getting heated up. It is also taking place in this wire gauze. Okay, so you should label this diagram as wire gauze. Then this is the tripod stand, or just keep it as stand. This is the pan or vessel, metallic pan. Then this is water, boiling water. This is heat. Just label this diagram first. Okay, and then you have to write down in points that where you could see conduction. So conduction could be seen at two places. The first place is when the heat is transferred in the pan. Okay, pan is becoming hot, so this is the one place where you could see the conduction. And secondly is this one, wire gauze. In the wire gauze, where heat is transferred in this wire gauze, because this wire gauze is heating up and the molecule from here to here it is transferring. So this is where the heat is getting heat is getting conducted. Next thing is that where is convection taking place. Convection is the convection is a way of transfer of heat in fluids where molecules are placed a little bit away from each other, so they have space in between for the movement. So what will happen, one molecule is getting heated up, it leaves its place and moves from one place to another place. So this is how the convection takes place always in fluids. So here the fluid is water. Okay, so convection is taking place in boiling water, because of which the water is getting boiled. Then next is radiation. Now radiation is a way in which the heat is transferred where there is no medium, means where there is vacuum. It requires no medium for the transference. Okay, now I just wanted to tell you that you could see the radiations also very easily. When you are burning a fire, then what will happen? So you will see that just beside the fire you could see that heat is getting radiated, means you could see a transparent kind of air which is enclosing that fire. So that is the place where you could see radiation. You just feel that radiation on your face, on your body. Similarly, this radiation is present, it is just present at the sides of the vessel, as well as it is present near this fire where it is burning. So you will write at two places. It is present near the vessel, metallic pan. Okay, you could write pan, as this heat is getting radiated from the metallic pan. Okay, so this is the first place, and the second place is that where the heat is getting transferred from this place to the pan. Okay, so this is about the answer for the sixth question. Now we go on to the next question, that is question number 7. Question number 7 is, in the place of hot climate, it is advised that the outer walls are painted white in color. It is said that you have to paint the walls white in color. Why it is so? Because similar to the clothes to wear, we have seen that in that first was we are wearing black clothes in winters, then it is going to trap more heat. Now there are both kinds of seasons in India, so if you are going to paint your house in black color or dark color, nobody paints black in color, but still if you are using the dark colored paints, then what will happen? It is going to trap more heat during summers. So what will happen? Your house will become warmer. So to avoid such kinds of situation, the place where the outer walls are to be painted where it is hot climate, so in the place of hot climate it is advised that that outer walls of the houses are to be painted white, because white color reflects most of the light which falls on it. Okay, we can say that it absorbs less amount of heat. Okay, therefore the temperature inside the house does not increases very much. So this is the reason why we require white colored paint during summers. So this is the reason about why you have to paint white color, not in the black color or the dark color during summers, or the place where the hot climate is prevailing. Now 8th question is that 1 liter of water is 30 degrees Celsius, which is mixed with 1 liter of water of 50 degrees Celsius. Okay, the temperature of the mixture will be what? 80 degrees. B point is more than 52 degrees Celsius but less than 80 degrees Celsius. Now C will be 20 degrees Celsius and D is 30 to 50 degrees Celsius. Now next what it will be? Answer will be This is the lower limit, this is the upper limit. Now if you are mixing 30 degree, means you are mixing cold water as compared to this one is hot water. So if you are mixing cold water and hot water, what will happen? The temperature is going to become normal, means it is going to be between 30 degree to 50 degree Celsius. Okay, it is not, you are not going to add up these temperatures, because if you are adding hot water to a cold water, it will become normal. Or instead you are using the cold water in the hot water, again it is going to become normal. It is not going to boil, or neither it is not going to boil, nor it is going to freeze. So this is the answer. The answer will be between 30 to 50 degrees Celsius. Now question number 9 is, an iron ball of 40 degrees Celsius is dropped in the mug containing the water of 40 degree. The heat will be, the iron ball of 40 degrees Celsius, okay, it is dropped in the mug where water is also 40 degrees Celsius. Heat is going to flow. Heat is going to, whether the heat is going to flow in this. No heat flow, because both the temperature is normal, both the temperatures are equal. So I told you that temperature is heat is always flowing when there is a difference in the temperature. Okay, next is question number 10th, which is, so okay, now this ninth question, I hope it is clear, it is very clear to all of you, that heat always flows when there is difference in the temperature, means it is always flowing from the hotter object to the colder object. So here both the temperatures are 40 degrees Celsius, that is equal to 40 degrees, so it is not going to flow. If these temperatures are unequal, then only it is going to flow. So what will happen? It is going to flow from higher to cooler object, means 60 degree, if water is 60 degree, it is 40 degree, ball is 40 degree, so water is going to flow from the heat is going to flow from water to ball. But here in this case both the temperatures are same, so it is not going to flow. Heat is not going to flow anywhere, because there is no difference in its temperature. Next is question number 10th. The wooden spoon is dipped in the cup of ice cream at its end, at its another end. What will happen? It is dipped in the ice cream, then what will happen at the other part of it does not becomes cold. Okay, it is not going to become cold. Fine, because this wood is an example of what? Insulator, so no heat is going to flow through it. Next question is question number 11th, where stainless steel pans are usually provided with the copper bottoms. The reason that could be, the first option is copper bottom makes a pan more durable. Second, such pans appear colorful. Third, that is C, copper is a better conductor of heat than stainless steel. The next is copper is easier to clean than stainless steel. So what could be the possible answer for this question? Stainless steel pans are usually covered with copper bottoms. The answer will be C part. The copper is a better conductor of heat than stainless steel. Why? Because stainless steel is made up of many kinds of metals, means it is an alloy which is a mixture of metals, so it is not going to pass much more heat easily. So this copper base is a pure metal, and metals are good conductors of this heat. So metal is going to pass the heat properly in the pan. That is why all the vessels which has a copper base is very much useful in the kitchen as a kitchen vessel. Okay, so with this your chapter is complete, I think. So with this your chapter is complete, and I have discussed the question answers also. I hope you all have understood with this chapter, and you have to write down all these answers in your copy in your science notebook, so that it will be a practice for you all, and you will also come to know that in which topic you are having problem in, and you have to get the queries solved. Then I think with this your chapter is complete now. I'll meet you all in the next video with the next chapter of your science book. Till then, I think that's all for today. I think with this topics, I think this chapter is over, and everybody should revise and make note for this chapter, and that's all for today. I'll meet you all in the next video. Thank you for watching this video.